Dear students, in this lecture, we will now discuss how to derive time-independent Schrodinger equation. Schrodinger equation is necessary to solve problems involving mechanics of particles, small particles. This equation does the same job as Newton's laws, but this is more accurate. It involves wave nature of matter. It accommodates uncertainty. It gives us probability of locating a particle. Newton's laws cannot be applied for electrons because Newton's laws do not take into consideration quantization, wave nature, uncertainty. So how to derive time independent Schrodinger equation? This is a second order homogeneous differential equation. I start from the standard expression for a matter wave. Imagine a particle in motion. How do we represent the matter wave? The matter wave for a particle, how do we represent it? Standard form, psi is equal to a sin kx into e power I omega t. This is how in general we represent a wave. Differentiate particle partially with respect to x. Dou xi by dou x is a into k into cos kx e power I omega t. Again differentiate it partially with respect to x. A k square minus sin kx e power I omega t. See here, a sin kx is I omega t. So here I can write this as minus k square psi. Now I will substitute for k square. What is k square? K is wave number given by 2 pi by lambda. From de Broglie theory, what is lambda? H by p. Therefore, k square is 4 pi square p square by h square. I am substituting this back here. P square is momentum. We can write that in terms of energy. Total energy of a particle. How do you represent it? Kinetic energy. P square by 2m plus potential energy. Therefore, what is P square? E minus V into 2m. Correct? So I substitute P square here in K square. K square will be 8 pi square m by h square into E minus V. This is K square. Now we are in the final stage. Therefore, this equation dou square xi by dou x square, I will take this term to the left hand side. So plus 8 pi square m by h square into E minus V into psi equal to 0. This is the second order differential equation, time independent differential equation. Time dependent equation also exists. So in this expression you see this is homogeneous second order equation. Now what do we do with this? For a particle in motion, to locate its position, to find its most probable position, we can apply this. If you have an electron revolving around the atom, in hydrogen atom, apply this to find out the points where the probability of finding it is maximum. That is called as orbital. So we will take up a problem now to see the application of this equation. The simplest application which we will consider is particle in a potential well problem. What is particle in a potential well problem? A potential well is a region where particle experiences a field, where a particle is confined. For example, I am standing here. If I have to go out of the Earth's gravitational force, somebody has to throw me with a velocity greater than escape velocity. Correct? Otherwise, I am confined here. Like an object which has been dropped in a well. It settles at the bottom. It cannot come out of the well unless it gets some energy to cross the barrier. Is it clear? So, a particle confined in a region is said to be a particle in a potential well. Electrons in an atom, they are moving around the nucleus. They cannot come out of the atom because there is an attractive force between the nucleus and the electrons. If they get enough energy, then they get released. Correct? So, electrons in an atom are said to be in a finite potential well. But here, I am talking of particle in an infinite potential well. In an infinite potential well. This problem, we will use it to appreciate the use of Schrodinger equation. So imagine a particle confined in a region. Look at this. Imagine this to be a one-dimensional potential well. Let the barriers be of infinite height. So potential at the barriers is infinity. The particle is inside. Let us assume there is no potential inside, no field. The particle is somewhere between x equal to 0 to x equal to a. What is the point in assuming that the barrier height is infinity? That means the particle is never expected to be present outside. Probability of finding the particle outside is 0, here or here. So these are the two boundary conditions. What is boundary condition 1? Boundary condition 1 is the probability of finding the particle psi square is 0 for x less than or equal to a. 0. Okay, the particle is not found beyond this barrier as it cannot cross the infinite height. Correct? Infinite potential well. An electron, for example, is in an atom and it is bound to the nucleus by a potential energy of, let us say, infinite electron volts. It can never come out of that. Correct? So, boundary condition 2. What is this? The probability of finding the electron or the particle is 0 for x greater than or equal to a. Correct? So now you will use these two boundary conditions to solve Schrodinger equation. I will apply it for this case. So this is the region for which I will apply Schrodinger equation. So apply Schrodinger equation. Schrodinger equation for the region here x less than a greater than 0. Right? It is, the probability is non-zero here, it is 0 on either side. And potential energy is 0, therefore, dou square xi by dou x square plus 8 pi square m by h square into e minus v into psi equal to 0. We know this is nothing but k square. Therefore, dou square xi by dou x square. Since v is 0, I am assuming there is no field inside, no potential energy. So k square psi is equal to 0. Now look at this equation. We can write auxiliary equation and easily find a solution to it. The solution to this, how do I write it? See here, d square plus auxiliary equation is this. What is d? Dou by dou x. Correct? Now this shows the roots are d is equal to plus or minus ik. Now what is the solution? Psi is equal to a into e power plus ikx plus b into e power minus ikx. Correct? This is the solution. Now you can simplify this to obtain a familiar solution. What is the familiar solution? Psi is equal to c cos kx plus d sin kx. This can be simplified. This is in Euler form. Evaluate this. Cos kx plus I sin theta. E power I theta is cos theta plus I sin theta. Substitute that, you will get this. C is a plus b. D is I into a minus b. Correct? Now for this solution, I will apply boundary conditions. From boundary condition 1, what is it? Psi square is equal to 0 for x equal to less than or equal to 0. So apply this. 0 is equal to c into 1, cos 0 is 1 plus d. This is 0. This implies c itself is 0. Correct? So now boundary condition 2. Probability of finding the particle is 0 for x equal to or greater than a. Correct? Now this is already found to be 0. For x is equal to a also, this is 0. correct? Now apply here, psi is equal to, this is 0 equal to d sine kx. Now when is this true? This implies x is a, right? This implies either d is 0 or sine ka is 0. D cannot be 0. If d is 0, c is already 0. The probability is 0 within the region in which the particle is being searched, correct? So this cannot be accepted. If this is true, this means sine of an angle is 0, means the angle should be integer multiple of pi, or the wave number is given by n pi by a. The wave number, the matter wave number is given by n pi by a. Now from this we can find energy. How? See here. What is k square? N square pi square by a square. Correct? What is k square? 8 pi square m e by h square. Correct? N square h square by 8 a square. 8 pi square m by h square. Is that correct? Verify this. We will get the expression for energy now. We have shown in the previous case that k square is 8 pi square m by h square into e. It is also equal to n square h square by n square pi square by a square. So cancel this. E is equal to n square h square by 8m a square. This is the expression for energy. Now look at this term carefully. This is energy and you have an integer square here. This wasn't there in the earlier cases, correct? This is the consequence of quantization. See, what does it show now? This means energy, the possible values of energy are 1 square h square by 8m a square or 2 square h square by 8m a square, like this. This means the energy is n square multiple of this. The energy of a particle confined in a potential well is always n square multiple of this. It means its energy is quantized. So this directly leads to an important conclusion. An electron in an atom is confined particle. So it should have quantized energy. Any particle which is confined to a region should be having quantized energy. That is the conclusion we draw from this. What is the lowest energy that is possible? This is also called as 0 point energy, the lowest energy accepted. Correct? This is also called as eigenvalue. What is eigenvalue? Accepted energy values for a particle. But still we have not found the constant D. We will continue this derivation. Energy, we have got it now. We found it to be quantized. This is a very, very important conclusion. Now, I use the concept of normalization to find the value of D. How do you find what is normalization? Total probability of finding a particle in a region is equal to 1. See this? In 3 dimensions, total probability is given by psi